How you doing, guys? It's Richie. The Black Lamb. This is DC Comics under the Helix imprint. Here's a book from 1996. This was written and drawn by Timothy Truman. It's a 6-part series. And it's kind of a creature of the night type of story. All right, let's take a look. So, beginning sequence shows some humans entering like a vampire's lair. And they do this specific ritual. Garlic on the mouth, a coin underneath the chin. And they stake them. So that's the man vampire. Next is the woman vampire. Lastly is a kid vampire. So something kind of screws up. And there's the Black Lamb. Let's see. Sam Parsons does the coloring. Tim Truman, writer, illustrator. So he penciled and inked this. I like Timothy Truman's work. He did some Jonah Hex stuff back in the day. That was cool. I should actually pull that stuff out. The Hated, the Haunted, and the Hunted. Now we got some people that are stealing werewolf people's babies. So they're robbing like these little kids. And there's this strange street bum who's mysteriously talking to the people, one of them types. So the Black Lamb is following these guys around. And he's a pretty creepy dude. He's got long fingers, odd feet. He's like a vampire hybrid type kind of old school vampire, been around, very strong. So his deal is he drank the blood of a vampire, so that makes him more powerful. I guess there's very few vampires that drink other vampires' blood. And that story will unfold later on. So these guys are hunting for these werewolves, but they're seeing the signs everywhere. The symbols marking their hunting territory. Meanwhile, the Black Lamb is hunting them. Wow, Slayer, undisputed attitude. So quickly to the safe house, we'll collect our equipment and leave at sunup. He knows what he's doing. He's a specialist. So one of the guys gets a spear through the chest. Oh, these are the guys that had killed the vampires. And he's like the retribution guy. See, there's a whole underground of like night creatures. And they move in the shadows. And they have their own system of laws and beliefs. And that's a great panel right here. Or I guess that would be a splash page with these inserts. Pretty cool. Die monster. So they tried sneaking up on him, but he's gone. And the guy who got speared. And he's on top of him. I like the coloring in this. Pretty good. Wow, the Heat. Wow, this is so old. This is when Heat was first on pay-per-view. So these guys think they're running into a safe house. I don't know what makes them think it's safe. But the Black Lamb is there. Blast through the window. And every time they try to take pot shots at him, he just jumps out of there. He's too quick. He's firing rounds at him, and he's eating them, man. They're going right through him. Click, talk till he's out of bullets. Click, click, and then he pulls out the old cross. But he just laughs at him. How smug your people are to think we have no God. It is your greatest sin against us. So he pulls him out of there. He doesn't kill him. He grabs him. He wakes up and with this weird thing on his mouth, and he's chained up, tied up. And their monsters are holding court. And it shows all the Frankenstein type, all different kinds of creepy crawlies, and he's chained to this chair. And they have a court, so there's a law system. So here's the defense attorney. It's like one of these little fairy type creatures. And that's the defense attorney. I have witnesses to his most recent cruelties. So they weren't able to kill the little boy vampire. He survived. And they asked him, is this the man who only 2 nights ago slew your entire family and burned your home? And he says, yes. I rest my case. And they asked the guy, does thou have any words to offer in thy defense? And he can't speak because he's got a thing around his mouth. And he says, so be it. So I guess it's a kangaroo court. Let it be shown that the accused had nothing to say. And this I thought was funny. They said the prosecutor may now eat the defense. So the prosecutor ate the little fairy that was defending him. Thou hast been judged. Pronounce thee guilty of all charges. And they let him up. And the monsters all want to eat him and kill him. And they walk him towards this like fiery pit. And the black lamb throws him in it. Well, he's done. And they see that he's wounded, and he says, well, I'm immortal, I'll heal. He says, immortal but not invulnerable. And he says, best that my prey thinks so. It says an immortal vampire who has tasted vampire blood, they say that he killed his own child. And he says, yes, it is true. So, that's basically the end of issue number 1. Issue number 2, very cool cover. Timothy Truman. Very nice. And it is the same team. And here's the prologue. So this is going back in time. And he shows this is a werewolf hunting a deer. Takes the deer down. And he says, join me, dire maid. Feast while the heart is still warm. And it's the black lamb. So his name is Diamond Don. This is a good friend, a good hunt friend. You've not lost your touch. And then the werewolf changes into his normal human self. It says even this is going in the past. So even in this new land, the tribes of the night are feared. But by night, in this vast wilderness, I have found my refuge. Perhaps, but perhaps not. And the indigenous people are seeing what's going on. And they flash back to modern times. The Howl House. Now, this is a bar for all the werewolves. Now, the werewolves, like I said before, their children are being taken. They're being hunted and killed. It says, look, grandsons, we made the news. too much attention could be bad. Now, he had fathered all these kids. He has his family of werewolves. And busts through the door, you got some monsters. Actually, they look like werewolves, shooting them up. So it's clan against clan. And he says, there, the clan leader, get him. Watch him. He is one of the old ones. So the older you get, the more powerful you are. And he screams, baby killers, and gets one of them in the heart. And then he gets shot up. And he says, the big one, he says, dead, sir. Ah, good. Here's the ringleader, or the guy who's rounding up all the kids. He was one of the last of the old ones, and now he's gone. But turns out he's not. He's still alive. And he says, we missed you last night, baby killer, but tonight you're mine. So he jumps on him and he gets shot up, but the cops are coming. And they don't want the cops to see what's going on, so everybody runs. And the cops are investigating, but there's this one cop who has like special abilities. He could kind of like sense things and see things that normal people can't. So he's the investigator. Stupid kid just like the rest. And he says that print wasn't made by a human hand. Beneath the city. So the monsters, they call the Black Lamb to them again and tell them, listen, there's trouble going on. These werewolves are fighting each other. You need to straighten this out. And they want their clan leader's ancient one named Doan, who's his buddy that was shown in the beginning. He said, I'll end their war my way. That is all I can promise. So the leader, this mummy guy, wants them all dead. He just wants them to go in there and just kill everybody. But the Black Lamb's saying, I'll do it my way and my way only. And so back to the street bum. And the Black Lamb approaches him, trying to get some information from him. Now Lyacon, which was the leader of the party that's stealing the babies, he tells him, he says, listen, some say he eats babies, wolf babies, because he wants to be free of his curse. And I guess that's a way of getting rid of the lichen disease. And he tells Mike, so I hear I can only sing the songs that I know. So here's the Black Lamb's buddy, all beat up, bloodied up, resting up after he got shot like 8 times. And these are his sons and his grandsons, and they want to just go out for blood, but the leader's telling them, slow down, we'll do this the right way. You know, we'll rest up, then we'll go get them, but on the bottom, no, you're both wrong. The Black Lamb shows up. The son of death. I was wondering when you'd be showing up. You made a lot of trouble. Someone has to pay, says him. Son of death, huh? So he like pulls a weapon on the Black Lamb, and the Black Lamb just kicks his chest in. I won't harm you in your own home. And he gives him his weapon. Here's my weapon as a token of kinship. Keep your cow sticker. And he's trying to argue with him like, this is what's going on, man. Something has to be done here, and I'm the one who's got to do it. But the Black Lamb's telling him, no, don't do anything. It's forbidden by the Court of Monsters, which they all have to abide by. And he tells him, it's in my hands now. If I fail, then do as you must and answer to the night tribes for it. You must give me your word you won't interfere. He goes, it's a hard promise. So he gives him 24 hours. Solve this in 24 hours or else we're going to solve it. He goes, I'm bound to the night races, like it or not. So are you. And this is the tower of the guy that's killing the babies. So he built this huge tower over years and years and years. And this is pretty cool inside. It's like you see all the kids. He's got them in these bubbles. So he's like draining them, their blood. Another full moon, it's time for my infusion. So every full moon, he's infusing himself with the blood of werewolf babies. And he's like precious, like Gollum, you know. And the black lamb climbs up. And he's watching what's going on. He's killing some of the guards. And here's just the guy like telling his story. He's like amassed this army and all these creatures to stop what's going on. And finally, the black lamb jumps him. And he calls for his servants. So he's got these weird like tentacles that serve him. And they wrap around him. And he says, I caught you, he's caught the black lamb. And he tells him, I have plans for you, immortal. So next issue is the origin of the black lamb. Cool story, definitely different. I like the artwork. It's old school, Tim Truman. He's a good storyteller. And next one up, we'll do number 3 and number 4. So that's the black lamb. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.